How do we approach planning site logistics like material staging, deliveries, and crane usage? This is a question that was given to us by one of the viewers of this channel, which I really appreciate because I'm able to get really specific content and answers back to the people that I care most about. And so in this video, I'm going to talk to you about the overall strategy for how to do this and save you so much time, and give you in the description below some of the coolest tools that anybody could give you when planning for logistics. So if you're into that, stay with us on this video. Okay, let's do this. I've pre-written the different considerations here and written also forklift and the hoist. Let me give you a secret that I think will be quite remarkable when you implement this on your own project site. Here's the concept. All of us think that we've got to be the best PM, the best super, the know-it-all, the lone island, right? The lone wolf, right? But that's not how this works. I can tell you, I've seen some of the best, and we've done a lot of this throughout the trainings that we've done over the years, over the last 20 years, in fact. I've never, ever seen a wonderful, proficient builder get this right the first time. So logistics is all about making a visual plan, and I stress visual, and I don't know that you need to don't let, perfecting the drawing here, and you don't have to do like a professional Bluebeam drawing. You can even hand sketch this out, but make your plans visual and then literally get the team input. That's literally the best way to do this. I don't care if you're doing, well, I mean, I care about you, but I don't care if you're doing proposals or if you're getting ready for an interview, or if this is actual planning, or if these are what-if scenarios. You're not going to get it right. You can't get it right by yourself the first time. There's so many things that you will not see. You've simply got to do the work of making it visual and then getting the team input. So I've already talked to you about there's 6 different types of logistics drawings. I'll hopefully be able to mention them from memory. So you've got your safety planning, your wayfinding signage planning, your make-ready and mobilization, clear and grub planning. You've got your superstructure, interiors and exterior, final site work and commissioning, and final testing, right? You're going to have 6 different types of drawings. Each and every one of these needs to be reviewed. For a recent project that we're doing out in Buckeye, Arizona, for our construction company, we literally listed everything on the sheet. We went through like 4 or 5 iterations because it's like, oh, I didn't see that. Oh, the service entry section for the temp power has got to go to the south. Oh, we need show suites over here on this first building. Oh, like you've just got to make it visual. So this is literally the key. Now let me talk about a couple of these topics as I go. Inside your overall logistics plan, you definitely need to cover the staging. And this actually ties into deliveries as well. So where are you going to enter the project site, and how are deliveries and delivery trucks going to find you? How are they going to enter? And then where are they going to go from a staging standpoint? Those all need to be designed properly. Now, one of the things that I like to approach, just in addition to my general planning, when I'm thinking about staging and deliveries, is I've got to make it, and I hope you're sitting down for this, I need to make it easy for drivers. This is key. We care about people, and we need to make sure they don't end up in the emergency room or on a college campus or in a neighborhood somewhere. We need to make it easy for drivers to find the site. We need to have a working entryway for the project site. The other thing that I like to do when I'm designing this is to make sure that I can inspect materials as easy as possible. I remember one project site, it was way out in the east side of Gilbert. It may have been Mesa, but anyway, massive project site, and I found out that we could literally route deliveries in past the trailer, queue them near the project management trailer, then head them off to the staging yards. And I was like, yes, they'll queue right next to the deck will go right up next to it. The office and project engineers can inspect the materials before they ever go out to the project site. I love that. And then making sure that we have the right staging yard is amazing. Now, we have a lot of work that we can do here on a construction site. I want to see these things level. I would love to make sure that they have a nice base, even if you have to use base. I would like to have a grid so that your staging is literally in the right locations. I would like to see flagging or rope that differentiates where the staging actually goes. And I would like to see things like power or actually tents in some instances where maybe we're doing some prefabrication, and then obviously worker amenities, right? So I think I'm spelling that right, so that we can really get the deliveries to the site properly, designed the right way, and staged in the right location. Now again, we're wanting to reduce the 8 wastes, so overproduction, excess inventory, so we want to minimize the excess inventory and only use staging when necessary for the right material inventory buffers. But then when it comes to motion and transportation in the 8 wastes, make sure that these staging yards are close enough to where obviously the crane can swing to them or they can go right into the building, and that it's literally seamless, and then the trucks can go right out and we're jamming and we're ready to go as safely as humanly possible. Now when we're designing the crane and the forklift and the hoist, I have a little bit of a different approach to this that I want to talk to you about now. So when we're designing the crane, the forklift, and the hoist, yes, these things will be listed on the logistics plan, but where they go is kind of secondary to how well they're going to go. Let me explain. When you have a crane, and let me just give you a really good example. Like let's say you have a basement and then you have core walls that go up, like let's say a high rise, for instance. Let's say the crane's over here to the side. That crane's going to not only have to take care of the construction of the concrete cores or the masonry or the climbing form system and the concrete placements and a number of other things, but it's also probably going to have to erect the steel coming down from the bottom. You're going to have other deliveries in here to start work, through some of the openings in the shafts, maybe through some courtyards. Some of the site work might need to be worked on, right? So this crane's going to be busy. What I like to do, and what I recommend you doing at the most peak times of the project site, look at it and say Monday through Friday, or you can just do it on a daily cycle outside of the days of the week, is say, hey, we're climbing the forms on this day, we're lifting the reinforcing on this, we have a little bit of a break, right? Then we're double siding the wall forms over here, then we're literally working with dowels and embeds, and then it's placement time right here, and this is just standard every single week, all the way throughout the construction of that core. You've got to analyze any of this downtime. Is that enough for this steel structure? Is that enough for the other hoisting that you're going to have to be doing? So do an analysis. Let's talk about the forklift. Same thing. How are we going to work the forklift? Does it have enough capacity? Do we have the right haul routes? The hoist is the same thing. I remember one time I saw this really neat map. This is a shout out to McCarthy. This was a laboratory they were doing. They took the most peak times of their building. They did a section cut, and they literally listed what operations were going to happen in each zone throughout this entire cut section throughout the entire building. And what they did is they said, this is how much material we're going to need hoisted by day or by week. And they did an analysis of how fast the hoist could get labor and materials up and down, and made sure that they could accommodate all of the work that was happening on all of the floors at peak times. And so this hoist was analyzed, and they actually had to go with two cabs for the hoist in order to make it work. So this is really all about analysis, right? So that's what I recommend. And the bottom line, real quick, I have to say this, then get it checked as well, right? So now it's visual, get it checked, and I would actually say put it in the bid package for the trade partners so that they can give you comments early on. But this is really how it's done. So logistics, make it visual. Staging and deliveries, same thing, make it visual, but bring in that art form and reduce motion, reduce those 8 wastes. Crane, forklift, and hoist, do the math and make sure that you can feed the system, because if we can feed the system, we can build it. Production has a lot less to do with how fast we can install it and more about how well we can get materials and information to the crews installing it. So I'm going to give you a sketch about this, but I hope this answers your question, and we'll turn this into a blog post as well so it's searchable on the internet. I hope you've enjoyed this. On we go.